Good slick Thursday morning, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and we have some light snow on a snow band moving through the region this morning, and then rapid clearing and absolutely frigid temperatures during this afternoon, tonight, and Friday, and then a very convoluted, complex situation in terms of precipitation and precipitation type and accumulation from Sunday into early next week. We'll go into it in just a moment. This is the video forecast discussion for Thursday, the 5th of February, 2015. And we have a couple of special weather statements here. If we overlay the radar this morning, we're dealing with light snow across a stretch here as the Arctic front has already come through. This is anafrontal precipitation in the form of snow from Connecticut all the way down through northwestern New Jersey. And it's very light, but it's enough to whiten the ground and cause some slick spots on the roads this morning, especially if you're going out towards the morning commute. And that's the reason why these special statement is in effect until probably about a couple of hours from now when this band moves through. Probably be less than an inch of snow across the entire forecast region, but it's going to be enough to provide slippery travel conditions this morning, and temperatures are already on their way down. And as of 7:20 this morning, temperatures are already falling in Sussex County. Temperatures are now generally in the upper 20s to low and mid 30s right along the coast. And if we took a look at the maximum temperatures today, they were already in the upper 20s to lower 30s here. They're already beginning to fall back right now as the front has come through. Back to our surface observations, winds are all out of the northwest now and they're freshening to 20 miles an hour or more. And we have gusts being reported here around LaGuardia Airport into the lower 20s. We have some light snow here in White Plains, also in Newburgh. Light snow this morning in Sussex, where it's been accumulating on the ground a little bit there. Allentown, light snow, flurries in Bridgeport. You get the idea here. Temperatures and winds already temperatures falling and winds increasing, making for the wind chills already into the teens across the Hudson River Valley. And these wind chills will increase and the temperatures will continue to plummet over the next couple of hours. No reports of delays at the airports this morning. That's good news. We'll get into the aviation and weather deck in just a minute. Want to get back to the watches, warnings, and advisories here. In the whites here, these are wind chill advisories in Connecticut. And once this snow gets out of here this morning, these white boxes here will probably be expanded into the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia metropolitan area as wind chills will be increasing as the temperatures drop and the winds increase during this afternoon. Meanwhile, for the marine deck, we have a gale warning in effect until 10 p.m. this evening. Strong cold air advection in the wake of this morning's cold front should mix gale force winds down to the water's surface. Wind speeds are expected to diminish gradually tonight. The air mass will be cold enough to result in light to moderate freezing spray for today and tonight. Friday and Saturday, the wind gusts may be 25 knots for a time. Otherwise, conditions are expected to go below small craft advisories. The cold front then settles across the region Saturday night. Light freezing spray could be ending by Friday evening. A northwesterly wind on Sunday and Monday will increase, especially on Monday. The strength of the winds will be dependent on the organization of low pressure near the Delmarva region and the high pressure to the north. Due to the combination of increasing winds and seas, a small craft advisory will be needed once again on Sunday and Monday, and a storm system is anticipated to bring mixed precipitation to the region. Morning surface chart from Weather Roanoke and Digital Atmosphere software shows basically the trough access now through the Great Lakes early this morning, passing overhead through this evening. And that secondary shortwave is expected to approach from the northwest late tonight and may be spreading some high clouds over the northern counties. We should decrease the cloud cover and the light snow band that's coming in behind this Arctic front in the next couple of hours. Now, the air mass will remain quite cold. Minimum temperatures should fall below zero in much of the Pocono region, far northwestern New Jersey. Single digits anticipated to be common just about everywhere else. The highly urbanized locations in far south communities right along the coast falling to 10 to 15 degrees during tomorrow morning. Now, the northwest wind is forecast to diminish gradually during the night tonight, but it appears as though some spots in the elevated terrain of the Poconos and northwestern New Jersey will have wind chill values near or slightly below 15 degrees below zero for tonight. However, most locations in Carbon County, Monroe, Sussex County should remain a bit above that criterion. So no advisory has been issued yet, but I have a feeling that that's going to change with time too. On the aviational weather deck, we have limited IFR, IFR, MVFR, and VFR. You got a hodgepodge of everything going on this morning. Obviously, the areas where it's MVFR or even limited IFR or IFR is resulting from snow, and mostly that's going to be moving out of the way in the next couple of hours. A mostly cloudy morning giving way to a partly cloudy afternoon. Scattered flurries possible through the day. Skies mostly clear for tonight. Brisk northwest winds for today. Sustained speeds of 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 30 knots. The wind speed is forecast to diminish late tonight. VFR conditions with some mid and high clouds around tomorrow. Westerly winds 10 to 20 knots. Southwest at night diminishing to 10 knots. Saturday, good VFR. A cold front settles through the region, mainly at night. MVFR ceilings, light precipitation mainly north of Philadelphia there. Southwest and northwest winds at less than 10 knots. Sunday and Monday, complicated forecast. The conditions should become MVFR to IFR with snow from near Philadelphia on north and a mix to the south. The amounts, timing, and precipitation types are of lower confidence at this time. Right now, outside of Newark, we have cloudy skies, and there's nothing falling from the sky at this observation. 33 degrees, dew point 24, humidity 69%. The wind is out of the northwest at 22, makes the wind chill feel like 21. Ceilings at about 9,000 feet. The story today, the increasing winds, the lowering temperatures, light snow around this morning, and plenty of cold air and wind chills on the tarmac for this afternoon with VFR conditions. Now, Philadelphia right now is in MVFR, and we do have some light snow out there as well. Temperature 34, dew point 23, humidity 64%, wind already northwest 22, gust at 32, making the wind chill feel 22. Some occasional light snow in the tempo forecast this morning, then gusty winds with gust up to 30 knots, scattered snow shower around the region, and then improving conditions late this afternoon and evening with the gust diminishing, but the temperatures plummeting. Start off this morning with the NAM 4-kilometer precipitation type forecast for the region. Here's our band of snow. Cold front passed through the region, already passing through New York City at this morning, and the winds already increasing on the backside with a tight pressure gradient that moves out. Basically, we're getting into a clear pattern, but an icy cold pattern with high pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and basically just Arctic air building into the forecast region through Friday afternoon and Saturday too. As we go further into the forecast, this is where we get one disturbance, another clipper moving through. That brings us isentropic lift. Most of the precipitation stays away from the region through at least Saturday and Saturday night, and then things become very complex around here during the weekend into early next week. Of course, the big story is the winds and the temperatures as they're plummeting. This is the NAM 4-kilometer, 2-meter temperatures here, plummeting into the single digits and possibly even below zero in the Poconos and northwestern New Jersey late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So really going to have to bundle up. Temperatures don't go much beyond the mid to upper 20s across the region tomorrow, and then on dropping back down into the teens again around the region on Saturday night, back into the teens and back into the 20s and 30s on Saturday. Now, the GFS is a little cooler with this cold pool settling further south, the boundary settling further south. The NAM from this morning has the temperatures rising through about Saturday afternoon into the mid and upper 30s, making it close to the New York City metropolitan area. The NAM, on the GFS, on the other hand, does have the opposite, very close to having this on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, and then by Sunday, the GFS is forecasting the cold pool to remain over the region, and Saturday night and Sunday, this is where we get complicated in the forecast because where this boundary lies and disturbances rolling through mean kinds of timing of precipitation, type of precipitation, and amounts. The Canadian suite of models is absolutely not to be taken at this time. We're not going to be using them. They're an outlier compared to the ensemble forecast for both the GFS, the European, and the operational models from both the European and the global GFS as well. I don't have a lot of confidence in this forecast going forward, much beyond Saturday night. Here comes the clipper through the region. This is isentropic lift here remaining to our north on Saturday night and Sunday. As this moves through, we have a trough which is supposed to develop here in the means between high pressure over southeastern Canada and high pressure off the southeastern United States. In the means, the trough deepens here, or develops and deepens as a ridge of high pressure builds across the Intermountain West. This causes the trough to become a little deeper here. And then we get a boundary setting up here with isentropic lift and snow spreads across the region Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. Then we have a wave of low pressure that should get organized along the front and around the Delmarva region and spreading snow to the north, ice pellets and rain right along the southeastern coast here into the northern Delmarva region, and this would be for early Monday morning. So it looks like the beginning part of Sunday night and Monday looks to be on the snowy side from New York City south, could mix with a little ice pellets here. Confidence in this forecast is not great, and therefore neither are the amounts of precipitation either. Looking at the European 500 millibar height anomalies here, this would be from last night's run. We can see the ridge axis building here and then the trough exiting off the east coast. This is definitely a strong sign of higher pressure across the Intermountain West. What the model seems to do here is then rebuild the ridge axis to the west, storm system getting closer to and offshore California. This amplifies the trough building in the means from the Great Lakes, and this is where the models are indicating lower average heights here in the means, and therefore the frontal boundary, and then precipitation breaks out and then eventually moves off the coast by Tuesday morning as this storm system heads inland and then the ridge axis moves into the Great Lakes. So it's a progressive pattern, one that leads to uncertainty in skill level and also in precipitation amounts. The GFS ensemble 500 millibar height anomalies here shows the trough axis moving off the coast now. That's our Arctic air. Here comes the building high pressure across the plains. And then this model is just a little bit different on how it handles the rebuilding of the ridge back to the west and then a trough beginning to dig in to the east. So we can see this in the height fields here across the Great Lakes region. How this all evolves during the early part of next week, especially on Monday and Tuesday, means the high uncertainty of precipitation type and frontal boundary location once again. So it's a variable hodgepodge here by model and also ensemble. The confidence level here is not high at all. And there are a lot of maps out on the internet and social media right now, especially the snow maps. And I'm definitely not going there because even the National Weather Service recognizes the 40% chance of snow with isentropic lift on Saturday. And then Saturday night, the chances of snow go up to about 60%. And then that remains that way for right through Tuesday, actually. So the confidence of snow in certain locations is increasing where the frontal boundary lies. I'm definitely not going to touch the precipitation amounts here because we have to watch the pattern evolve. And right now, this is a very complex, long duration period of snow. Like I said yesterday, it's a different kind of a way of getting a cumulative snow around the northern mid-Atlantic, and some people are going to get a significant amount over a several-day period, and others will not. We'll be monitoring the situation live, always on Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a great Thursday. Be careful outside and do bundle up.